Welcome developers. In this video, we will learn about 5 simple JavaScript array methods that may pop up in your next job interview. Hi, my name is Isaac Enim, and I'm here to make things simple for you. First of all, I have defined a variable called myArray and assigned it to an array with a bunch of numbers. Now the first array method that I will talk about is the push method. The push method is used when you want to add new items to the end of an array. It changes the length of the array and returns the new array. For example, I want to add the number 6 to my array. So I will input myArray.push, then round brackets, then I input 6. Now let's console.log myArray and let's see. As you can see, the new array has been returned with the number 6 as the last item. Hence, the length of the array has been changed. The push array method can be useful in apps where a user is required to select multiple options from a group of choices. We can use the array.push method to push all user selected options to an array. Next, we move on to the pop method. The pop method is simply the opposite of the push method. It removes the last element of an array, changes the length of the original array, and returns the removed item. Let's run the pop method on my array and let's see. Let's create a new variable called last item equals myArray.pop. Now let's console.log myArray and let's see the new array. So you can see that the last item, which is 4, has been removed from the array, hence changes its length. Also, let's console.log last item and let's see. So it returns 4 because that is the removed item. The next array method I will talk about is the shift method. The shift method removes the first item of an array. Just like the previous ones we've talked about, the shift method changes the original array and returns the removed item. Now let's run the shift method on my array. So I will create a variable called fetchItem equals myArray.shift. Let's console.log myArray and look, it returns my array without the first item, which is 7. Also, let's console.log first item and that should return the removed item 7. The next array method is the Unshift method. The Unshift method adds new elements to the beginning of an array. Like the previous methods, it changes the length of the array. Let me try to add the number 6 to the beginning of my array. So I'll type myArray.unshift and then 6 into the brackets. Now let's console.log. And as you can see, it returns the array with the added number. Therefore, the length of the array has been changed. You should be able to notice that all the array methods we've talked about so far have one thing in common, including the final one I'm about to show you. They all change the length of the array. There are other JavaScript array methods that do not change the original array in any way. I have a video on that also, and link is in the description below. Before I move on to the final array method in this video, you should know that it took 10 hours to make this video, but it will take you less than 10 seconds to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance. So far, I have talked about 4 JavaScript array methods: the push, pop, shift, and unshift methods. Another thing that these 4 have in common is that they are functional only at the beginning or at the end of the array. But what if you want to manipulate the array somewhere in the middle? And that brings us to the splice method. The splice method adds a little twist to the game. It can add or remove items from anywhere within the array and returns the removed items. Here's the syntax. Let's say I want to remove 1 and 3 from my array. I will first create a variable and name it remove items equals myArray.splice. So it takes a first parameter, which is the index position of the item you want to remove. Since JavaScript treats arrays as zero-base index, it means the first item is index 0 and the number 1, which I want to remove, sits at index 3. So I will input 3 as the first parameter in our splice method. The splice method also takes a second parameter, which is the number of items you want to remove starting from your choosing index in the first parameter. In this case, I want to remove 2 items, so I will input 2. Now, let's console.log myArray, and it should return the new array without 1 and 3. Again, let's console.log removed items, and that also should return 1 and 3. Now I want to add some new items in place of the removed items. For that, I just need to add it as a third parameter in the splice method. I want to add the strings lemon and apple, so I will add it to the splice method like this. On our console, you can see that lemon and apple have been put in place of the removed items. A quick recap. The splice method takes a first parameter, which is the zero-base position in the array, which to start removing items. A second parameter that tells the function the number of items to remove. And any other subsequent parameters, which are the items to insert into the array in place of the removed items. So I think we are done for the splice method. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts or questions, just leave it in the comment section. Thank you for staying with me until the end, and I'll see you in another video.